Psychological operations, or as I like to call them, the Jedi mind tricks of societal sabotage. But don't get too excited. This isn't Star Wars, and you're not Luke Skywalker. You're the stormtrooper, cluelessly marching to the beat of someone else's drum. Psy Ops are the art of messing with your head so thoroughly that you don't even realize it's happening. It's like mental pickpocketing, except instead of your wallet, they're stealing your trust, your values, and occasionally, your will to live. Let's break this down, shall we? What are Psy Ops? At their core, psychological operations are strategic efforts to influence how people think, feel, and act. The goal? To get you to believe or do something that benefits the puppet masters pulling the strings. And the beauty, or horror, of it is that you'll think it was your idea all along. These operations aren't just for wartime anymore. Oh no, the playbook has expanded. Governments, corporations, political groups, even influencers with questionable morals are running their own little psyops every day. It's all about controlling the narrative, shaping perceptions, and bending reality to their liking. How do Psy Ops work? Imagine you're building a house of lies. Each tactic is a brick, carefully laid to construct a shiny, believable facade. Here are the main tools in the Psy Ops Toolkit. One, propaganda. The classic. Propaganda is like the Swiss Army knife of manipulation. Whether it's posters, memes, or patriotic ads featuring slow-motion flag waving, it's all about hammering home a specific message. The trick? Repetition. If you hear something enough times, you'll start to believe it. Because let's face it, our brains are lazy like that. Example: buy war bonds to support the troops in the 1940s. Or, this politician will save us all in 2024. Same strategy, different packaging. Misinformation and disinformation. Misinformation is just wrong, info spread accidentally, like your aunt sharing a fake news story on Facebook. Disinformation, on the other hand, is deliberate. It's a lie, crafted with precision, designed to sow confusion or achieve a goal. For example, claiming the other side eats puppies for breakfast. People argue about whether it's true, and suddenly no one's talking about real issues anymore. Fearmongering. Fear is one hell of a motivator. Psy Ops love to exploit it because scared people are way easier to control. The trick is to paint a picture of doom and gloom, and then offer a solution that conveniently aligns with the subverter's goals. For example, if we don't act now, the economy will collapse, the polar bears will die, and your Wi-Fi will go out forever. Cue panic buying and compliance. Emotional appeals. Logic is overrated. If you want to manipulate someone, you go straight for the feels. Love, anger, patriotism, fear, whatever gets people fired up and thinking with their hearts instead of their brains. For example, heartwarming ads about soldiers reuniting with their families. Nice, but also a subtle push to support whatever war they're fighting. Creating echo chambers. Psy Ops love echo chambers because they're self-sustaining. Feed people a steady diet of content that reinforces their existing beliefs and watch as they sink deeper into their ideological bubbles. The best part? They'll actively reject anything that challenges their world view. Example: social media algorithms showing you only the news and opinions you already agree with. Feels cozy, doesn't it? Psy Ops in action, the greatest hits. Let's take a stroll through some of history's most effective and terrifying psychological operations. 1. The leaflet campaigns of World War II. Back in the day, Psy Ops were low-tech but highly effective. Allied forces dropped leaflet over enemy lines, urging soldiers to surrender. The messages were simple but effective. Your leaders don't care about you. You're going to die for nothing. Harsh, but enough to make a few folks think twice about charging into machine gun fire. 2. The Cold War propaganda machine. Both the US and the Soviet Union were masters of psyops during the Cold War. Hollywood churned out anti-communist films, while the USSR painted the West as a capitalist hellscape where everyone was one missed paycheck away from starvation. Both sides manipulated their populations to maintain loyalty and suppress dissent. 3. Modern-day social media psyops. Welcome to the age of memes and bots. Today's psyops are waged on Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. Fake accounts spread divisive messages, push conspiracy theories, and amplify outrage. Why spend billions on tanks when you can destabilize a country with a few well-placed tweets? Why psyops are so effective. The brilliance of psychological operations lies in their subtlety. They don't force you to think or act a certain way. They guide you there, like a magician distracting you with one hand while pulling the rabbit out of the other. Here's why they work. They exploit your biases. People naturally gravitate toward information that confirms what they already believe. Psyops feed this tendency, making it easier to manipulate you. They play on emotions, fear, anger, hope. These are powerful motivators. Psyops know that emotional appeals will always trump cold, hard facts. They use authority figures. A message from a trusted source carries weight, even if the source is a sock puppet account with a fake name and stock photo avatar. They're omnipresent. From your newsfeed to your Netflix queue, psyops are everywhere. The constant exposure makes it harder to resist their influence. Empathy check. What this means for you. Here's the thing. It's easy to feel paranoid or hopeless when you realize how much manipulation is happening. But don't despair. The fact that you're reading this means you're already ahead of the game. Awareness is your best defense. The more you understand how psyops work, the less power they have over you. And remember, you're not alone in this. We're all swimming in the same sea of manipulation, trying to stay afloat. The key is to think critically, question everything, and never, ever let fear or anger make your decisions for you. Closing thoughts. Psychological operations are everywhere, from your favorite blockbuster to your neighbor's angry Facebook post. They're clever, they're sneaky, and they're scary as hell, but they're not unbeatable. With a little knowledge and a lot of skepticism, you can start to see the strings and maybe even cut a few of them. Because, at the end of the day, the best way to fight a psyop is to take back control of your own mind. Stay sharp, stay skeptical, and don't let the bastards win.